Hello people, in this video let us look at referred otalgia. What is otalgia? Oto, algia, ear pain, okay, earache. So referred means the cause is not the ear, something else, right? So it's a referred pain kind of a thing. So otalgia as such, pain in the ear can be because of either local problem in the ear, that is the problem in the ear itself, or it can be referred from somewhere else. The pain is actually coming to your ear, okay? So the three things you should know about otalgia: there are local causes, okay? Local causes will be something to do with the ear, the external ear, middle ear, etc., etc. So many things, so many structures are there in the ear, right? So all those can locally cause the problem. But are we in this video to read about this local cause? No, we are here to read about the referred causes. So there is something else called a psychogenic cause, okay? When there is no cause at all and the pain is functional in origin. Whenever they use this functional in origin, that means you're thinking about the pain, but actually it should not be there. So still they will keep the person in observation and see if there could be some real cause. Okay, so two things you have understood, right? Otalgia, there can be local cause, right? Or there can be psychogenic. That means there is really no cause, it's a functional problem, or there can be referred cause. What are we here to understand? We are here to understand only the referred causes. Now, referred causes of ear can be because of fifth cranial nerve. Fifth cranial nerve, they have marked here 5. Fifth cranial nerve, because of the teeth, the oral cavity, temporomandibular joint, all these are fifth. So here they have put anterior 2/3 of tongue also here, right? So oral cavity, so teeth, oral cavity, temporomandibular joint, all this via the fifth cranial nerve, trigeminal. Because of that, it can, the pain you can actually feel in the ear. It can happen because of this cervical spine problem. Cervical spine, where is the cervical vertebrae, you know, right? The cranial, this is cervical nerve 2-3, right? This is not cranial nerve, this is cervical nerve 2-3. Then, what else are they telling here? Ninth cranial nerve. Where is 9? 1x. This is ninth cranial nerve. So, that is the glossopharyngeal nerve. So, that is going from the back of the tongue, right? Even it can be because of tonsils, right? Tonsils, base of tongue, elongated styloid process. So, they are showing tongue here. Sorry, tonsils here. So, they are showing all this as through the glossopharyngeal nerve. So, this is the ninth cranial nerve from the base of tongue, from the tonsils, and even the elongated styloid process. So, styloid process, you know. So, this elongated styloid process actually has a name, right? Eagle's syndrome or something, right? Then, what else they are telling? Even through 10th cranial nerve, the pain can go to the ear. So, where this is the larynx, they are showing the vocal cords here. So, this will be the tongue, right? So, if this is the tongue, so this will be the vallecula, pyriform fossa, via the pyriform fossa, or larynx, okay? From all this the pain can go, isn't this? Okay. So what are the cranial nerves you have to remember? Fifth cranial nerve, ninth cranial nerve, 10th, that is vagus, 5th, 9th, 10th, and cervical spinal nerves 2 and 3. Okay. So this much you have to remember. So let's read the theory about this from the textbook. Hold on. So pain can be because in the ear, can be because of teeth, the temporomandibular joint, the cervical spine, the anterior part of the tongue, the base of tongue. It can be because of oral cavity. It can be because of the elongated spine, that is Eagle syndrome they call it as, isn't it? Tonsils. It can be because of the larynx. It can be even because of the pyriform fossa. Okay. So all this. So now let's go to the content. If you look at this, here you can see the facial nerve they are showing, right? Are they also showing you any other nerve? See, they are showing all the nerves here. This is inside the ear, right? This is your mastoid. So you can see here, this is the ear, right? So this will be your tympanic plexus, is it? That should be coming from the glossopharyngeal. So glossopharyngeal nerve is here. That's 9th nerve they have shown here. Vagus nerve, 10th nerve they have shown here. facial nerve they have shown, but we are actually trying to understand the relationship between the fifth nerve, that is the trigeminal. So trigeminal is here, that's what they have shown. Okay. When you see C2, C3, they are giving C2 here and C3. So they seem to be giving some occipital auricular nerve, right? Look at this content here. Let's read it. Referred otalgia, guys. We will go into the details. Referred otalgia. So, the ear receives nerve supply from the fifth, that is trigeminal, the auriculotemporal branch. It receives from the ninth, that is the tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve, and it also receives nerve supply from the auricular branch of the vagus. Okay. And it also receives from C2 and C3, the lesser occipital and greater auricular. So it has nerve supply from all this. So pain may be referred from these remote areas. So guys, now we have to look at these four in detail, okay, via the fifth cranial nerve, via the ninth cranial nerve, via the 10th cranial nerve, and via the C2 and C3 spinal nerves. Let's look at these four, okay. We just have to look at four things in detail. Fifth cranial nerve, that is trigeminal, what was it? What was the nerve they told you? The nerve they told you here is the auriculotemporal branch. So this we already saw in the photo. Dental causes can be tooth caries, apical abscess, impacted molar tooth, malocclusion, something to do with the temporomandibular joint here, Costin syndrome. What is this Costin syndrome? Same thing, this is the mandibular joint neuralgia, okay. Then from the oral cavity, benign or malignant ulcerative lesions of oral cavity or tongue, temporomandibular joint disorders, bruxism, osteoarthritis, recurrent dislocation, ill-fitting denture, then splenopalatine neuralgia. So guys, what did we just cover? The fifth cranial nerve, how? Because of the auriculotemporal branch, because of dental causes, tooth caries, apical abscess, impacted molars, then that temporomandibular problem, Costin syndrome, malocclusion, all that, okay. Then what else did they say? They talked about oral cavity, benign, malignant, ulcerative lesions of oral cavity or tongue, temporomandibular joint disorders, bruxism, osteoarthritis, recurrent dislocation, ill-fitting dentures. Something that they have not written in this diagram, splenopalatine neuralgia. Splenopalatine neuralgia. So we're done with fifth cranial nerve. Let's move on to the next cranial nerve, that is the ninth cranial nerve. So ninth cranial nerve, what and all are you expecting here? So it is the base of the tongue and the tonsils, etc. So why the ninth cranial nerve? Because of the tympanic branch, okay. Tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve. So from the oropharynx, because of acute tonsillitis, peritonsillar abscess, tonsillectomy, benign or malignant ulcers of soft palate, benign or malignant ulcers of soft palate, tonsils and its pillars. Base of tongue, tuberculosis or malignancy, elongated styloid process, we had put the photo here, elongated styloid process, all that Eagle syndrome, etc. All these are going to affect via the cranial nerve 9, okay. Then let's move on here itself to the 10th cranial nerve. 10th cranial nerve, what and all you saw, that is the vagus, right? 10th cranial nerve via what? First of all, via what? 10th cranial nerve, the auricular branch. This is via the auricular branch, okay. And let's just revise these names again. Fifth one was what? Fifth was auriculotemporal branch. Ninth was tympanic branch. 10th is auricular branch. Okay. So what will happen with the 10th? That is the vagus nerve. Guys, please focus. Where the vagus, what will happen? So this one. So if there is any malignancy or ulcerative lesions of the vallecula, epiglottis, larynx, behind the tongue you should have the epiglottis, right? Here. Okay, epiglottis, larynx, laryngopharynx, esophagus, Where will the esophagus be? If this is the epiglottis, it will cover like this. So the esophagus should be here. Yes, so this is anterior, this is posterior, isn't it? So this is the tongue here. This is the tongue here. This will be the vocal cords. Are you able to see? So definitely. So any problem with the esophagus, any problem with the vallecula, any problem with the epiglottis, the larynx, laryngopharynx, all this will cause pain in the ear via the 10th cranial nerve. That is the auricular branch. Okay. Last guys, we are done with 5, we are done with 9, we are done with 10. Last we'll remember this cervical spinal nerve C2, C3 via what? The greater auricular and lesser occipital, right? Lesser occipital and greater auricular. Via this, the pain can go to the ear. What are the things? Cervical spondylitis, injuries to the cervical spine, caries spine. Interesting. So cervical spondylitis, touch your neck and behind and say cervical spondylitis, pain can go to the ear. Injuries to the cervical spine, the pain can go to the ear. Caries spine also. Okay. So we have covered all the referred causes of otalgia in this video. Ear pain, because of what and all did we look at? Local causes we didn't look at. Psychogenic causes we didn't look at. Basically we saw that because of toothache, temporomandibular joint problem, because of the tongue, anterior, posterior, base of tongue, because of tonsils, because of the Eagle's syndrome, that is the elongated styloid process, because of problems in the larynx, because of problems with the cervical spine. All of these can cause problem in what? In the ear. That's it. That's about referred otalgia. We've tried our best to explain it. Hope you have understood. Bye bye.